Hey everybody, we're officially on YouTube, pre-recorded. Not only we're on live on my personal TikTok page, also live on WFSO Radio Network on YouTube, not YouTube, but Facebook, and we're also, of course, live on YouTube as well. Um, I'm going to just say something before we go on to what we're going to talk about today. Ben Mertrell, welcome to the live. I appreciate it. Um, like I said, if you guys wanting to shout out, if you're live like on Facebook, watching through Facebook, also on TikTok on my personal page, and if you're watching through live on YouTube, you want to shout out, give you a shout out. Um, I'm not surprised that like nobody that's on YouTube yet because normally I would not start this early, but I decided, you know what, just why not do it. Exclusive style, welcome to the live, appreciate it. So this was an ongoing like joke because y'all know Bianca Belair and Montez Ford had their baby, whatever. So I did a little bit of thing right here. So I was talking to the missus about their kid already got hair already, and she was like, "Babies have always have hair." Then I said, "What happened to me?" Because when I was born, I didn't have much hair. Like it wasn't shining and hanging out there like their baby was. I didn't have much, not much at all. So I guess I was in one of those bad seeds and stuff. So
You
yeah.
what a bad seed.
Well, I'm not saying like bad seed, like as a like bad person. I'm just saying the hair just didn't go that way for me at that point. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, it was just a constant joke. I had to put it on my profile for you know post or whatever. I just thought it'd just be a little bit funny, just give some people a laugh. Because it was it was true. We did say that. So before we go on to talk about today's topics. For you guys in Milwaukee, I'm shocked that they actually were doing this. The Wisconsin Car Show. They've been starting this ever since for a couple 2 years now. Because it's mostly they had like Brewers players, they had some Bucks players and Badger legends and Packer legends too. Maybe some former current players and former players as well. Um, I we missed the one in June. Um, Keith Warner, hey, thanks for subscribing to us on YouTube. I appreciate it. Like the same thing you guys that's watching on YouTube. You subscribe to us, we subscribe to you. But what I was getting to that I think this is the first wrestler that they ever added into their car show. So now I was just talking about the misses with this like a little bit ago. But for y'all that get to see pre-recorded, their first wrestling guest that they ever had, no other than Ric Flair. So let me just click it up and more information for people to know if you're like in the Milwaukee area. So of course they're going to be at the Bear Center. This past June they were at Pfizer Forum. I guess called like a little bit smaller lineup, but I think they might have just switched there because of maybe lineup confusion or something like that. Who knows? But yeah, so I'm glad they're actually doing this. Of course, the day he's gonna be there will be Sunday, September 13th. Time to be announced, to be determined, so they don't know. But they got the photo ops and also autograph like costs and all that stuff. So I'm glad they're doing that. So they just saying like if you can't make it to the event, they are doing mail orders and drop offs. So for people that want an autograph of Ric Flair, but they want to like have him sign something. Um, I thought their main headquarters was in Southbridge, but no, it's in Waukesha. So WSC Sports Wisconsin show is 2120 East Moreland Boulevard 5 in Waukesha, Wisconsin. Yeah, they should have put up a zip code for people that want to mail it. But Anyway, number for more information on that, if you guys want to know, 262-544-0959. Or you can go on their website if you want to place an order, or tickets to, the event at downtown. Um, www.wscsportswi.com/c/232/signings. And they do have a website for, that too. And whoever's calling me, they can wait. Or leave a message if it's something important. Okay. Let's see. If it's like a rookie card, flats, I don't know what flats is, but Funko Pops, action figures, or even bobbleheads of Ric Flair, for the autograph, it's 100. Um, let's see. If you want your equipment. I think they mean probably like wrestling gear. Championship belts, chairs, or if you bought like an actual robe of his or whatever, is 150. Premium 1982 rookie card, Kaboom cards, tickets, artwork. That'll be 500. Oh wow. Okay, so people probably get a lot of that. If you want inscriptions, like personalization, or if you want like a what they call those, cameos or something like that. I guess if you want something like that, it'll be 80.
Yeah.
Photo op, of course, you can get up to 5 people because normally you can get like the 4, but you get the 5 people, $100. Well, actually, the price of it is actually not bad compared to anybody else. Like kind of like what they had over the weekend with some of the guys that got there, like Shawn Michaels and Undertaker. Like photo and all that stuff is like about almost 300. So crazy enough. No, we will talk about that later. But if you want the JSA authentication, it's $12 for something signed. So you can prove that he did sign it, because you know how some people are when they trying to like fake signatures and stuff like that. The crazy thing is, like, I kind of learned it firsthand as a kid, in like elementary school. Like, I guess you try to make it look good, and like a Bucks card that I had, try to make it look good and try to set it off. I was like, I thought about it, but I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. So I just basically, although like a few years later, I threw the card away. I was like, no, not gonna do that. Because I think at the time, we wasn't thinking like that, trying to get a lot of money and stuff like that. Because it was just a car. It's like you just wanted to like collect it, and wasn't like like a big thing or anything like that. But it was just cool. So I gotta mark that day down. But yeah, should be fun. Um, let's see, because I think I got everything on the other page. So mainly what we're gonna talk about today is the results of SummerSlam Night 1 and Night 2. Also, we're gonna talk about this what happened yesterday was Brock announced on I can't forget his name. Jesus.
Not
On
him.
ESPN show, that Brock has, retired.
Pat
So
McAfee?
yeah, Pat McAfee. Thank you. Can't believe I got his name. Probably because he ain't showed that much wrestling wise in WrestleMania. After he's decided, he's not gonna come back because fans didn't like what they was doing with the feud with Orton and Rhodes. But Pat McAfee was a good wrestler, so I don't know. I think just people just want to complain just to complain. That's most likely what I think.
It's the favorite pastime.
So, of course, news about the Royal Rumble, so some of y'all can see it on the screen. So we're going to share that one as well. A little bit of wrestling news, see if there's something simple and good out there. Alan, L1U, welcome to the live. I appreciate it. Once again, Keith Warner, 9199, thanks for subscribing. please, guys, subscribe. Trying to get to 1,000, and when we get to that point, we will start doing giveaways. And that's the same thing for you guys that's watching on TikTok. We need 500 likes, and we start doing the giveaway. So, please pass it on. Besides, see if there's any interesting news. A little bit of Milwaukee development, and there's a few things that I would like to talk about. So, Buck stuff. So, we're like a week or two away when they're going to announce, the schedule. Because I thought normally they were announcing like some preseason game for certain teams right about now, but they haven't, and I guess we're just waiting and see. But before we talk about WWE, crap, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, let's move this here. Now, I apologize for the people that's watching live that won't be able to see, what I'm going to show people that's doing pre-recorded. Okay, so yeah, Facebook is acting a little bit weird, especially you got to scroll all the way down to the beginning to show like pictures and stuff. So, let's see. Go all the way down to when I was there. Like, we ended up going there like a day early as planned. So there was like something that I could do. So it's like, why not just get that out the way? And wasn't too bad. So just give me a minute here. Okay, that was Thursday, and okay, I think we're at the beginning. So it may go out of place because that's how Facebook done it, but trying my best. Like I said, we just gonna look at some pictures here for those who's watching pre-recorded, and the ones who watching live. If you want to watch the pre-recorded episode, it'll be on at least like an hour after the live broadcast, which will you can see this on YouTube. That was one of the things I got for free was the like clear book bag, and I still got that to this day. Let's see, is there anything play that to win it? Let's see. The only best picture they took of Tiffany Stratton with me. I think the lady just didn't know how to work the camera, or she tried pressing it, and and kind of thought about it after I was trying to take certain pictures. It's like it was just hard to do. And the funny thing is, a week ago we just joined cricket, so they had us like people that had cricket already, like in a VIP line, which was fine. Then they gave us, the cricket and Cody Rhodes scarf. I will show a picture of that in a bit. So they gave us that, especially like how hot it was that day. So they was like, and also they was giving people drinks like Gatorade and bottled water and stuff to keep people hydrated. So I thought that was cool. Oh, that's cool. But yeah, like I just thought, that was like pretty cool and stuff. And that fanny pack I had did not fit me, and I was carrying it around my shoulder like it was a purse, and not doing that. But I am gonna keep the fanny pack. I'm probably just gonna have it like a display at some point. Maybe I had like a Bucks player sign it, then just frame it or something. But yeah, guys, like this, the photos I'm showing is going like backwards. Okay, I get what I did. So there's probably be a few photos I gotta delete because I think I got some that's like one too many. So I will deal with that. Oh boy. Of course, like I said, VIP line. They call it the Cricket 5G Power Lane. It's crazy, but they didn't really treat it as much as they were supposed to. It was supposed to be like a VIP line because you're thinking VIP was supposed to get their pictures taken like first. So they put like three people in the VIP line, and then they had like one person that was in the first line, whatever, the main line, in as well. So yeah, it was just kind of like backwards, and you're thinking like, okay, y'all did it a little bit differently, but okay. As long as I knew I was gonna get a photo with her, I was fine. And yeah, this picture right here, I was showing that the towels they was getting, giving us the Cricket 5G towel with the Cody Rose logo on it. Yeah, that was the one. Kind of like how the Cody Rose logo looked. Um, let's see. Yeah, they did have an Ethan Page meet and greet at the Bank Stadium. I did not make it to that one because I think it was going to be a little bit too late because I had to, go back and forth from, the WWE Summerslam takeover thing to get my pictures and stuff. Then had to go to WrestleCon for the rest of the pictures that I was supposed to took, but I was managed to get all those pictures at WrestleCon, three of them within 5 minutes. So all three people, I paid for, got them within 5 minutes. So that did work out. Okay. Wait, let me go back one. Okay, so that's where I normally was starting that line. It was like a long line, but it wasn't like the line that would just be like, oh my God, you know what I mean? And they did this a little bit different. Normally, they have like a picture and something for the person to sign. They didn't have that. You had to bring something in to sign if you want something signed. But I was just like, you know what? Oh well. I'm not like a big like autograph guy anyway, so wasn't really a big deal. Oh yeah. Of course, I was catching the bus there from where I was staying at. If y'all can probably see for those who's watching pre-recorded, right over here, Target Center where the Minnesota Timberwolves play, and Minnesota Lynx, and no, Minnesota Wild play. No, they play somewhere else. So okay, plus more of that. First Avenue, of course, that was a stage. They did recorded Purple Rain. So it was good to see that. It was like across from it. It was like a Prince memorial that they had there too, but I didn't take a picture of that till later. Drink. Who cares? I think this is Thursday. This is that Thursday where we were at Mall of America.
It's huge.
It is huge. She's right. It is huge, and yeah. And I guess the weird thing is, they had like stores you see in there, like more than one store, like
like different levels, didn't they?
yeah. Like I'm trying to think of a store for example, like Spencer's. One to each. I think it was just one Five Below, but it wasn't.
One more upstairs too.
Oh. So two Five Belows, and they had three Spencers. Only saw one Hot Topic.
And said there's 3 lids.
Yeah, because I did see 2. But then again, I guess with like 2 lids, I'm not surprised because there's 2 of them in Mayfair. So I'm not surprised about, lids. Y'all probably just saw like the drink that we had, thanks to Ann. It was like what, juice box, what do they call it? Let me see, they got the juice box. That's what it's called. That was the pina colada I had, but it was good. Of course, like some of the stores we were taking, they had 2 Cinnabons, so yeah, that was something. That the store they had in South Ridge, they had in there too, and surprisingly, the missus didn't want to go there today. So, that day. And of course, other stores and stores that they're gonna add coming soon. 2 Build-A-Bear works, but one
One
of them,
was the Hello Kitty one. One.
yeah, one was the Hello Kitty one, and of course the other one was the original. Uh, Great American Cookies. So that's the first time I ever heard of that. Uh, the missus holding the turtle. We was at the aquarium that was downstairs from there, which was amazing. And of course, I'm probably gonna skip through this. A lot of stuff that was in the aquarium because I don't think I want to, bore you guys with that. So, okay. Go, go. Well, the main eat there we wanted to see was turtles, so we did get to see them. All right. Sorry, I'm trying to go fast, guys. Of course, like little sharks and all that stuff. Well, of course, stingrays and sharks, fish. Yep, there's the turtle. The one I took before we start looking for him because the wife didn't see him. So let's see, little catfish. But yeah, like I said, it was a cool aquarium. We do have one here in Milwaukee. Is in Discovery World. We still haven't been to yet. We will eventually. I'm going to make an admission this year that we will go to Discovery World.
I want to take Jace.
Right. Sorry, guys. Just give me a minute. Of course, alligator, crocodile, whatever you want to call it. Let's see. Yeah, and this is the funny thing. When we walked in there, we saw tortoises doing it. Just put it that way. That's the picture right there. Get to see it all, and then you get the other turtle, like that's the other tortoise that's over there just watching.
Isn't that free code?
Yeah, Haagen Dogs, which I didn't knew it was his own store, or whatever. But we knew that they serve ice cream and stuff like that. Of course, they sell it in the stores, but just didn't know they had their own thing. That was us like going to the Sea Life, the aquarium. So let me just skip through that. Of course, they have the bookstore of. It's crazy. Okay, rest of it. Okay, so that's the first time I've seen the Chi-Chi's that's open in a while. Because all the ones that's in, Milwaukee County had closed. I think there's none in Wisconsin, period. So it was good, like, cool to see that, like, oh, there's actually one that exists. And, of course, next to the Target Center is the Target Stadium where the Minnesota Twins play. And go to a game eventually. Also this is Thursday, we went to go see the memorial of not only George Floyd. Quiet, you. Renee Good and Alex. I can't remember his last name, but yeah, Alex. So viewed those. So it was kind of like a emotional day, just going through that.
That was just shop.
So yeah, all the memorials they did on the side, because you saw people was trying to do it for that one guy in Madison. Then something, oh, they wasn't having it. They wanted to take it down, and yeah, it was just crazy. They started like fires and stuff last night, which I understand you can get upset and want to protest because you want to do a memorial for the guy, but trying to like cause like fires and stuff like that, it's not going to work very well. So my bad handwriting, if y'all can see it, I did a memorial, so I meant to say thank you for your courage and try to put my initials there. So that didn't come out right, so I tried. I can't write small, so let's see. Uh, just more of like stuff for Alex. Oh,
Wait.
Freddie. Okay, now his name was on there.
Get out.
Of course they had
Away.
them. Of course, that was the memorial of Renee Good. Where it happened with her. Um, like I said, yeah, it was just an emotional day that day. So I know this like had nothing to do with wrestling, but it has a lot to do. How our justice system, especially the law and stuff, just
Well, not only
well, I
that,
wouldn't. Yeah. Oh, go
you're a
ahead.
black guy,
Right.
and you've been the subject of police making assumptions about you.
Yep. Like my mistaken arrest
You
and
know, um,
Chris Pounds 4677. Welcome to the live. I appreciate it.
I'm an immigrant.
Right.
And so there were two people who we went and paid our respects to, who died defending my right to be here.
Right.
And for anybody else, I am here all above board and all that bullshit. It's not that. It's the right of being an immigrant in this country. When there's so many people saying, oh, we shouldn't do this, we need to do that. It's like, unless you were full-blown native, you
You're
don't belong here either then.
is that I was just gonna say that too. As y'all can see, this was the memorial of George Floyd that they had as well. They had like a little area like just for him. Like they still had that food store still open. They had flowers and stuff. Like which
Roseanne said she doesn't understand why anybody would shop there when it was them who called the cops and started that.
oh it was
Yeah.
that I didn't
Said
know.
that he was passing fraudulent money and he wasn't.
That one I didn't know.
Yeah. And then at the bus stops across the street, they turned it into a makeshift free clothing area, hadn't they?
Yep, they did. And I thought that was great too, in case anybody needed clothes. So that's cool.
Clothes and shoes and stuff.
Doughboy Harris, welcome to the live. I appreciate it. Like I said, that day, it was like an emotional day. Coming from all America to see the memorial. But yeah,
Of those
it's
three, it was just.
it's still pretty cool to that day. So,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Well, what that one dude had done at George Floyd's, keeping it going, making
Yeah.
sure there's always flowers and plants there, and that the artwork's taken care of.
right. So it's gonna be sometime soon that we're gonna like donate to the cause as well. So, yeah.
Are we?
Okay, this was Friday Night Nitro. This is by First Wrestling. This was the day before, they did the show, so they had like the stage and the ring set up already. They just didn't have the seats set up just yet. And then again, they were just seeing that everything was working the day before, so.
Get out the way, though.
Yeah, that's me at the NBA store. They had like the pops that says like #1 fan, and
Uh-huh.
yeah, I just thought that was great.
I swear.
If y'all familiar with Forrest Gump, Bubba Gump Shrimp, I just thought that was funny. Well, of course, they had Buffalo Wild Wings. So they had a lot of eateries. Master Noodle.
The thing what was good is not only did they have like the food court area, which we didn't actually go to, but they had lots of different restaurants and places to eat scattered all over, so it wasn't just one area.
Right. And of course, this big old Lego store they had, which I thought was awesome too.
Those Legos
And-
on the top.
Yeah, especially if y'all can see right
They
here.
had that transformer. They had a military helicopter.
Right. Although it looked like the one for like Gundam. That's the only thing I can think of with the this big old Lego right here that looked like a transformer. That's the only thing I can think it is, like a Gundam. So if y'all familiar with Gundam, they did show it in the 90s. It's like, robots attack, they got guys in the robot suit, tagging along. But yeah, this was a very good Lego store. We didn't go in there, we just saw like around it.
We were trying to get to Crayola experience.
Yeah. Which, if you want to talk about it, you can.
No, I'm good.
So that just shows how the experience it was. And I believe this is day one of WWE SummerSlam Takeover. Of course, went to the store first and had a lot of Funko Pops. A lot of merch. Of course, SummerSlam merch. Exclusive T-shirts that they didn't have anywhere else. Okay, that was picturing me going in, but I know there was more than that. Like I said, when you put like photos and stuff in YouTube, not YouTube, but Facebook nowadays, it goes everywhere. Oh yeah, a little bit of video. Some of the superstar entrants. I think you can pick anyone, and that line was always packed. That's not the first photo I took, but hey, that's NXT champion Tony D'Angelo. Okay, I'm sorry guys. It just suddenly just like loaded up, which is kind of weird. Let's see. Let's see. Where is? Okay, so. I'm sorry, guys. I know this is probably part of y'all that can't even see it. Probably a little bit boring part. We will get to know the results of SummerSlam later and talk about a little bit of wrestling news. So we will get to that point. Um,
What the fuck? Come on.
but then again, over here is raining, thunder, and lightning and stuff like that. So that's probably why some of this stuff happened. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I was here. Of course, Lizzie Rain from NXT. Okay, this guy that had like a whole bunch of belts and like a Money in the Bank briefcase looked like he personally made himself. The briefcase, though. Of course, they had, I guess like if you can win like a Ram truck and whatever. And of course, they had the SummerSlam truck, which was pretty cool. Okay, we can skip through the line. That's the first picture I took. Was with none other than WWE Hall of Famer Jake Snake Roberts. Chad Gable. I think he was just talking to some guys from ESPN about his match. Chris Van Vliet. A radio podcaster. Most of the time he's like interview wrestlers and stuff like that, and he comes to like the events like this. Like, I think at one point he was here in Milwaukee, and I think when Raw was here, either last year or when SmackDown was here, I think he was here. But yeah, the guy's all around, and like I said, like I've seen like video clips of like his podcast when he was talking like wrestlers and stuff like that. So yeah, pretty cool guy. Dragon Lee, of course, one of the guys I want to get out on my bucket list. Of course, the luchadors with masks, because it's like another one. I gotta get Rey Mysterio with the mask, and I know he was there too, but didn't have the money for him at the time. So probably one of the bucket lists I need to get. Miles Bourne, of course. Now he's not only the North American champion. As of yesterday, he won the tag team champions with Tavion Heights. Grayson Waller, of course, was like on the lineup, but they decided to do the DoorDash special that they did, like because they had like a free line of take like pictures with some stars. He was one of them. Ivy Now was another. She was like on the list. So then again, they changed it to have her get a free one for everybody. So I'll show y'all who did I get instead. So yeah, because the funny thing is, like I was like right here in line, if y'all can tell, but then she showed up. So yeah, okay, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep it moving. The Denhausen truck, they had like the popsicles. I was gonna get that line, but that line was way too long. So, no. Of course, yeah, they had the ESPN like part over here. You can jump off the top rope and land into the ring. Like you can do the frog splash, elbow, or whatever the case may be. I thought about it, but like that line was too long as well. So no. Um, the store area they had like a banner right there. So I thought take a photo of that one. Somebody did it for me, and uh, another they had like a statue of Denhausen, but not like fully everything, but just the mask, shirt, cape, and the sweats. Okay, I think I was in line. Oh, okay, that was. Of course, El Grande Americanos. I'm gonna say it's kind of like tag team partners. Bravo and I forgot what they call the other one is. So, but I think y'all already know who's really under the mask, so I don't need to say anything. Um, Dion from Dark State, might as well say the leader of Dark State. So I told him like I appreciate what he's doing in NXT. So he just said thank you. So thought that was cool. Okay, yeah, these photos are really going in reverse. Okay, there was a guy that y'all just saw. Was dressed like a Grande Americano. Thought that was cool. Uh, of course, Javon Evans. I finally, got the digital copy of it on Sunday. So, okay, so that was waiting in line for that. This was at WrestleCon. Picture with Mike Chioda. So he he said, "Go ahead, just take a few of them." So we took one with me, like holding the belt like I was the winner. I should have put a little bit more of a smile or be like more enthusiastic, but I was a little nervous. And that one too, when holding that WWF title. This was the I know this title was like in the Hogan era, but yeah. Honky Tonk Man. Another one. I did get a free autograph because the pre-order, so I thought that was nice of them to do. So I thought that was cool. Warrior Wrestling. This was that was the same day. Pretty cool. They had Brian Cage. They had a few Wisconsin talent there too. So thought that was pretty cool. Like I said, Jake Crosdale was a former TNA member. Also, you have Brian Cage, current AEW star. That match was phenomenal. I'm gonna try to like skip through that. 'Cause if y'all want to see like the highlights of the videos, they're on YouTube right now. So you get a chance, after this, check it out. Um, and three matches, I did record it from there. So you have, an opportunity. Those videos will be out next month. So check on Thursdays around, 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. They'll be on YouTube, so you check it out. They did have a battle royal. They called it the Street Rumble. So okay, I did took a little bit like a few videos of it. That's on there. Championship match they had with Trevor Outlaw, and I forgot what the other big guy's name. So he was moving good for a big guy. So that's my thing. Don't underestimate the big man in the wrestling companies, because some of them can. They do prove that you can move. So yeah, 3 of the 5 matches they were fighting outside the ring, and like some of the video that I was recording, I could not see it. That was the tag match with a local team here in Wisconsin, Country Air, and I forgot what they call that other team. They was like new to me. Okay, so go. Um, I think it's showing one more match here. Then I think we get to move on to Saturday. Okay, yeah, I think that was the first match with Joey J Avalon going against Sam Beal, former TNA star. So the match was good as well. They had Laura Lockett in this corner, another Wisconsin wrestler. So it would have been cool. They would have had one female match, but they didn't. So, oh yeah, the statue of Mary Tyler Moore. Um, I'm sorry. Yeah, these pictures are really all over the place. So let me get out of that and let's go to Saturdays. So I think there's pictures I took. I probably took more than once, and I probably just didn't delete them. So one of the things I got to work on. Okay, let's go to Saturday. Guys. Okay. Where is Saturday? Saturday. Oh no, I'm almost there. Okay. It's just the pictures all over the place. Never mind. So of course you saw, as you can see right here, the first person I met on Saturday, me, with the Panther Rumble shirt. Of course, WFSO was a sponsor of that event. Zaria, the women's North American champ. Like the North American Championship belt looks great, but it seems like the women version of that always looks better. I guess because it's in white. There's me in line waiting for her. I did this for a friend named John. Got his figure signed. Well, not this one. It was the Chelsea Green one that I got signed for him. Guess he wanted her name and say Hardcore Diva. So Mick Foley got Hardcore Legend. This was I don't know. He might have got that signature from Mick Foley in the past. A little crappy video that I tried to do with Chelsea Green was signing it. So me not good with the camera because I had multiple things I was carrying. More pictures. Okay. Kind of did me a favor anyway, so I can skip through that. On the side of her was Solo Sikoa was signing. Then this one, the mother of all things, got my former roommate upset. And
because he's bitch, man.
yeah, but once again, my friend John had me had a lot of items that he wanted Undertaker to sign. So that's me talk to him a little bit about the Funko Pop that he was looking at. He thought it was Paul Heyman, but no, that's Brock. He's like, that's Brock? Like, yeah. I was like, I thought it was Paul Heyman because of 21-1. So, yeah, I get that. So, I had a little bit of conversation, about, stuff he did in wrestling and things like that. And that was pretty cool. And I had another friend, Vito, which was a friend of John's, take pictures. He's like, do you want me to do a video? I'm like, no, just take pictures. A video, it's not even, a big deal. Then, pictures I took before, I got in line and all that stuff. Little advice on, what she did lose yesterday, and she's getting called up to the main roster. Most likely, she's probably going to go to SmackDown. Because, current boyfriend, Damian Priest up there. Of course, MFT. I came to it was like, okay, y'all got y'all sunglasses on. I'm going to put mine on, and we just pose like that. Which I thought was great.
It's like a cover of a CD that you're selling.
Yeah, she did say that, CD coming in the stores soon, or
not even in the stores, available to buy at the nearest gas station.
Yeah, near a gas station, in the corner.
With a pack of tube socks for free.
Yeah, which was yeah, that was kind of funny. So, oh yes, the energy drinks. One they was giving out at WrestleCon. This was on Saturday. I did try the sugar free one, and I thought that was okay. And I was like, because I felt like I was gonna crash a little bit, so I did drunk two out of three of them, and it still didn't work because I still felt tired. Okay, so skip that. Me taking a picture back around WrestleCon. Curry Man, which you already know who's underneath the mask. So I just saw Curry Man was like up there for like, and the price it was. I was like, you know what? I need to get Curry Man. So there it is, Curry Man, Kelly, and of course Tekla from AEW. I thought she was gonna have the AEW Women's Champion by then, but like 2 weeks ago she lost it. Yeah, she lost it at Redemption. So yeah, Kiana James. Then that was the last person I had met that day because just like I said, I had to be at the WWE event, then go to WrestleCon, then had to go back. Good thing they was like about 7 minutes away from each other walking wise, so not a big deal. SummerSlam truck, the picture Roman Reigns, picture Seth Rollins. Okay, now this is Sunday. Mariah May. Well, now she's called Break Monroe. Y'all know. Oh yeah, that was that Prince memorial that they had right there. That's the picture I took. Okay. Okay, now these. Now the digital copies. Of course, Javon Evans. Of course, Blake Monroe. Now you got Kiana James. This was around WWE Radio. They did their Busted Open, and Sam Robert was doing this video. I did get a picture with him, so you see that in a second. So I never got a solo one of Bubba Ray Dudley, and I'm just glad I got to get one. So I guess I was the last person to get a picture with him before he started setting up. So that was cool. David Lagunza, I may have said his name wrong. Of course, the host of Busted Open. Like I said, I was just there in the area, just hanging out, and I saw this. So I did wait around, at the free photo line because I didn't know who the TBD was to be determined. And yeah,
get out of there.
Although that was kind of like the worst time that I was there because with the Nikki Bella thing. So somebody told me online like she's taking free photos. I'm like, okay, she's taking like the photos to pay for too. Like I didn't actually know how did that work, but I was just like, whatever. So I was online to wait that to be determined. Ended up being Tony D'Angelo. I was like, okay, I got him already, so I'm going to get out of line. One of the trucks they showed display at SummerSlam, Another one I thought that was cool too by Ram. SummerSlam truck. Them doing the thank you.
Yep.
Okay. Royce Keys, he popped up there for a bit. A lot of people was like getting one of the photos and stuff. He was like, no, because he had to be at the Club WWE area where he was like taking free photos for the people there. So you get your benefit when you sign with Club WWE. So I think some of y'all gotta think about that. Just put it that way. Okay, so that's that. That was Nikki Bella when she was interviewed on Busted Open, and yeah, it was crazy. Like I just named like a few photos of her going past. I wasn't trying to get like a photo or anything. I was saw that she was gonna do the free one, so I was like, okay, let me just go to that one. Okay, although people got on her case like a little bit of trouble from Elimination Chamber weekend for Femi not holding the pom poms. So, and they're taking pictures with the pom pom girl anyway. So yeah, I just actually like, you're the pom pom girl, ain't you? Like, yeah, let me just get a picture. I know I was one of them that got on their case about it, but I was just like, you know what? That was then. This is now. So, of course, Sam Roberts. Oh yeah, I'm gonna skip that video because yeah, that was I was like kind of ticked off. Oh, Sam Roberts, he was interviewing Roxanne Perez. Another video. Of course, this was the switch I got. I got Ivy now, but I had to switch to Roxanne Perez, so that's why I wanted in. You know what? That was cool. I did the digital copy of her, and although I got it like the next day, but Obafemi, of course, the highlight of the day, and kind of made me calm down from that, Nikki Bella fiasco, and yeah. You see me nearly 6'5", so he has to be like, Obafemi had to be like 6'6", 6'7", so yeah. He's tall. Digital copy? Not, yeah, that's pretty much.
There's all the different sauces and stuff in the fridge.
Okay, yeah, guys, that was
And
pretty
those
much
two
it for that one.
broths are yours if you want them both.
What we gonna do while I'm eating? Y'all watch me eat, so I can skip that because we caught up. And let's go to Summerslam results. So as I mentioned earlier on the live Pat McAfee show, yesterday Brock Lesnar announced that he's retired. So yeah, he's done. But sometimes money talks. Maybe he'll do like a one night thing, probably like in Saudi Arabia, because they probably will pay for it. So let's just say anything can happen. Just put it that way. And also in the other news they mentioned on Tuesday, the Royal Rumble of 2027 will be in Phoenix. So you know what? Yeah, like for those who was pushing it for being Milwaukee next year, I'm glad it wasn't because they probably ain't gonna be fully finished with the winterization, which they say they'll be done with it by the beginning of next season. So even they have Royal Rumble, maybe 2028 we might get it, or Survivor Series, or Summerslam. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe we'll get the news when they announce it on when they're here. So yeah, SummerSlam will be on a Sunday. Not Sunday. It'll be in February, like it was not this year, but the year before. It was in February. So kind of weird, but hey, we're not we ain't in the back. So let's see. Just trying to look at the SummerSlam results. Also going to see if there's any restaurant ooh. I think I almost burnt my tongue buying that. Okay. Daisy, we're not going to do this. I'm going to put you down. You stop.
Put her down.
Sorry, my lady. I had to put you down.
Yeah, a fun fact for you. Dolphins have never received a speeding ticket.
I get the joke, but I'm not going to ask why.
Because dolphins can't drive cars, silly.
I know that, but they can speed in the water. Maybe the water police would give them a ticket.
Now the Navy's too. Never mind, I don't want to cover it. I was going to be quite crude about the said Navy.
I forgot about the Navy. So I apologize when I'm eating in front of y'all. So, and of course, we're kicked off SummerSlam Saturday. which I was supposed to be there, but I was too much tired. But I did watch it after it was over, and well, of course, disappointing ending, but it was overall a good match. Liv Morgan retained. So with 2026 King of the winner, Io Sky, she's the first woman that unsuccessfully won the title match that she was given to after she won Queen of the Ring. So they had to have a rubber match at some point, but we'll see. 6-man tag. You have LA Knight, Stone Cold, and Rose Keys. They win against the Usos and Jacob Fatu.
And then I got 3 pounds of ground turkey.
But they probably will say the bloodline.
Seasoned pork. Roast and everything.
Sorry guys, just I didn't think I was going to be eating and talking to y'all at the same time, but hey, things happen. And Solo Sikoa is starting to come on his own, starting to be a likable guy, so
have you taken
keep it going.
Vitamins and stuff yet?
And sad enough, Nick Aldis did lose to Gunter.
Yeah.
It just would have been good, Nick Aldis would have won.
I took my beat one this morning after I'd eaten.
Because here's the thing.
And didn't get heartburn.
Sorry.
Yesterday I took it on an empty stomach.
Nick Aldis is still young. He's like 39, so he's still, maybe he can go for the next 10 years. So they end up, pulling him back as GM, which was interesting, which will lead to what happened on Sunday on Summerslam weekend. Fatal Flores, beat the Bella Twins and Paige, and Bree ended up getting the injury, a shoulder injury. It was it started with an S. I think you mentioned it earlier. What was the injury on her shoulder?
Oh my god, I got a shoulder with this.
But anyway, yeah, they said that Bree is going to be out.
Re-releasing.
And then, after, the win, they help up Paige and stuff. Then suddenly, the Bellas attack Paige. It's like, why are we looking at this, song and dance with them attacking people and being heels? It's good, like, somewhat redundant. And it's kind of, like, pointless. Especially, this is going to be their final years wrestling in the company before they officially retire again.
But hey, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I really don't get it. And of course, straight up fair match and was good. CM Punk ended up defeating.
Apparently, my birthday cards are in there as well. My mom said, or your nana said, but she's my mom too. My mom.
So yeah, CM Punk did retain against Cody Rhodes thanks to the interference of Randy Orton giving Cody the RKO. I don't know why they make it fun of CM Punk, because I guess they was looking like underneath his trunks or whatever, and it was a wet spot. So they was making jokes about like he pooped himself or whatever.
Did he poop or was it sweat?
I think it was just sweat. People don't get it. Like, you can sweat under there. There's a such thing, especially people that, be in the gym and stuff. They know. Basketball players knows too. That's why, they have cups.
Well, they had to protect themselves.
Right. Main event for night one was, although, it didn't last as long as people would have hoped, but I thought it was good enough for them to did what they did. Obafemi defeated Brock Lesnar in the Hell in a Cell match. And I was thinking, like, some people was like, I was hoping they would get on top of the cage. No. Big guys like that, you don't need them to fight like on top of the cage. There's no need for it. It just wouldn't make any sense like either. But that's just me. Yeah, Brock shockingly, he did a tombstone power driver and did like a bunch of F5s, and he only took like 2 falling from grace for and I think he also, yeah, I think they say he also did like 2 choke slams. So yeah, so two fall from grace for Oba and that winning the match. So that's night one. Okay, where's okay? So you gotta go in the reverse of night two. Sorry about that. So let's go back up here and talk about night two. In a surprise entrance, like I said, it was supposed to be Finn Balor and Sami Zayn for the number one contendership. Suddenly, Nick Aldis came out and said he added Gunter into it. Then he's like, "I'm not done." Then so he said he's gonna add one more person, and you thinking like maybe it's somebody they just recently signed or something. But we wouldn't know. It was no other than the returning Kevin Owens, which was great, and he did explain, because you thinking like when they had neck injuries and stuff like that, you have no chance of wrestling again. Well, he said a few weeks ago he had a scan that he was hoping to hear, and he was cleared. So just trying to get rid of the ring rust and stuff, and just was ready to go. And yeah, done solid.
That's cute.
So Kevin Owens is the number one contender. I'm probably going to face CM Punk at a certain amount of time, and I think most fans was waiting for Kevin Owens and CM Punk to face up, so that'll be interesting. Baron Corbin is the new United States Championship after defeating Trick Williams, which fair match, no interference or anything like that.
Some sweats.
So Trick Williams can hold his head up high because there's a possibility he probably be in the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Gorgeous.
Oh, pretty ready for that. For the intern WWE Women's Championship, either one of these ladies will be fine, but I'm just glad that, the blue building they're going to turn into apartments. Sorry, guys. But anyways, I'm glad they went with the right move with Chelsea Green winning the interim WWE Women's Championship. So, of course, defeated Women's United States Champion Tiffany Stratton, Charlotte Flair, Che Gargill, and Last Legend. So, I thought the ending of the match was phenomenal. So, I thought it was great. And plus, she shout out Michael Hayes because if y'all saw Unreal, I believe season 2, he didn't think that she was championship material. So this is to Michael Hayes. So yeah. What a jerk. And I think he should have been retired. Him and Bruce Pritchard, they need to retire or put somewhere else. Anyway, Danhausen did beat Dominic Mysterio in the Human Money on the Pole match. He did have like assistance from Joe Henry after J.D. Madonna tried to interfere. Minihausen did try to help, but J.D. Madonna ended up, beating up the Minihausens. And although the bag afterwards, after Danhausen won it, not only it had the $100 bills with his face on there, they actually had real money that they was giving out to people. It was like $5 bills, dollar bills, and stuff like that. He gave some to Joe Hendry, and he was just looking at it like, well, I'm keeping it. So I thought that was a funny moment. But yeah, he was giving people real money out of that bag. Besides, that $100 goddamn housing on his face, because they ain't real. But I thought it was funny.
According to some of the videos on TikTok, there were some $20 bills in there.
Oh, well, I just saw the 5s and singles. Yeah. There could have been 20s in there. But yeah, people did end up getting real money. So, yeah, he was giving it out to. So, I thought that was cool. And whoever don't appreciate that moment, screw y'all. First time ever, he finally done it. Chad Gable is now got a singles title. He is the IC champ. Beat Panther. This was a fair and square match too, so nothing was allowed. They both shook hands and stuff afterwards, and Chad Gable had like a little speech. Of course, being born and raised in Minneapolis, why not? They got to have somebody from Minneapolis win a match. So there you go. In the main event, which you thought there was going to be some cheating going on, but it didn't. Both men, fought fair and fair square and all that stuff. No interference or anything like that. So Roman Reigns did beat Seth Rollins, and I guess they kind of squashed their issue afterwards because they both did, the shield fist like afterwards. So as y'all can see right there. So we already know what's next for Roman Reigns, but we don't know what's next for Seth Rollins. But, we'll wait and see. But it was mentioned on yesterday that WWE stars and AAA stars will be in a tournament for who's going to face Roman Reigns next. And it will be, I think they said it'll be the Sunday of the AAA Triple Mania. So he will be on that one, which that will be in Mexico City, Mexico. So. Okay, rating and grading it. Like I said, it was that one Saturday night's main event. Like I thought, 5 matches in a little bit over 2 hours, which was pretty good, and thought it was fair. So they had like total of 12 matches, and ended up being like over 3 hours. So you know what? Yeah, fine. So no complaints about that. It wasn't that many commercials, so even the words they were kind of done right and. Wasn't like a whole bunch of commercials coming out like in one. So it was limited, which I think ESPN was getting a little bit better at that, and they was trying to do once before, put too many commercials in there, which they did not need, and yeah. It was just crazy. But, wow. If I would have, wouldn't be that tired, I would have seen night one. But you know what? I saw Summerslam already when I was in Detroit, so it's not a big deal to me. No, not. Okay, the spams can wait. But, anyways, I wouldn't say this was the best SummerSlam that they had, but it's not the worst either. Nope.
Damn it. I wouldn't use it.
So, I will give this one. Actually, I'll give it an 8 out of 10, and I would give it a grading of A- overall. So, like I said, there's more focus on the matches than than anything else, which they always should do when it comes to PLE. So, if you're gonna use like Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown for just random stuff like, your commercials, picture-in-picture and things like that. Do that. Just have like your PLEs just focus more on the matches than, trying to put out, commercials and stuff like that. Just glad, they decided to do that. But, like I said, 8 out of 10 and A- for the grade. Okay, so I did already talk about, the tournament, things that happened in NXT. Talk about that already. I'm just seeing if there's anything else, Rey Mysterio thinks WWE is fulfilling Conan's vision for AAA. Yeah. Can't complain about that. Okay, so this is kind of old. So we already know that Damian Priest is going to voice a Red Hood on the Marvel Rivals game. Knew about that. Oh yeah, Drew McIntyre is off because he's doing a movie. So, he'll be back sooner or later. Let's see. Okay, yeah. As of well, I think it was like late Monday night, early yesterday that Dory Funk Jr. did pass away, and in NXT yesterday they did a little bit of a tribute to him. So rest in peace to Dory Funk. What a legend. Um, not really not much of anything like wrestling wise. I know they ain't gonna talk about AEW much until they show it tonight. Don Callis, I'm sorry, I just still cannot stand that guy to this day. Probably one of the most hated wrestlers or former wrestlers turned to manager that ever seen. Yeah, especially with like having ill will because everybody because they didn't like him when he was like wrestling in WWE because I don't think that many people knew who he was at the time. But you know what? Whatever. Um, let's see more details on the Royal Rumble. Coming to Arizona. Which mostly they probably gonna have in Phoenix. Royal Rumble event will be heading to the Grand Canyon State as part of a major multi-year partnership between TKO Group Holdings and the state of Arizona. Well, of course, back in May 2026, Arizona Sports and Events Alliance struck a deal with TKO that will see 7 events from TKO, 4 major brands. Um, yeah, of course, like I said, somewhere in Phoenix, it'll be in February, but maybe be February 1st or 2nd. We don't know. Tickets will go on sale later this year. Yeah, and UFC President Dana White actually, was talking to the people there in Arizona about, this. So, yeah. So, other stuff they're going to have there next year. Let's see, May 20th to 23rd.
That hot
And other
honey we got in the fridge,
and other
Robert.
TKO events that's going to happen.
Do you think
So,
that'd be good on fish?
I really got to go to the bathroom, guys, and I
Or
got
would
to
it
get
be
something to
better
drink. So,
chicken?
I will be right back, and we will get to, like, Buck stuff and also get to,
Can I do it with chicken on the weekend?
I will be right back. I can play back on.
Oh, you gonna play Black Box too?
No, no, no. I'm just saying background noise.
Oh. Daisy! Look at my little blind girl.
She do something?
Nibbled my toes.
She's probably saying you can't feed your left toes. Special teams coordinator. Okay. Okay, guys, just give me a second. I'm trying to sit down here and not trying to send a remote or anything. But okay. Could do the video like this, but anyways, yes, guys, the Royal Rumble will be in Phoenix. Well, the suburb of Phoenix, just put it that way. It's mainly probably going to end up being the first week of February. So all we gotta do now is figure out what the other ones for next year are going to be like. We already know Saudi Arabia is going to have WrestleMania. And have Stand and Deliver and all that stuff in New York.
Robert, if you want to come play your game, you can. I'm going to go to the bedroom.
We'll see. So let's skip here and let's go to I'll say if it'll happen. Hey, get away.
I need to go find my pajamas so I can take a shower. I feel all yucky.
It's like yucky.
Yeah. Hi, Puds.
Roxana Lopez 3138. Welcome to the live. Appreciate it.
Another way, baby. Come on, darling. Another way.
Let's see. There was two places. Sports bar proposed for Silver Spring Drive. That's not what I'm going to talk about, but you know that's something. A theme bar coming to the east side of where that old restaurant used to be at, right on North Avenue. So good news.
Look in my eyes. What do you see?
Let's see. Wait, Kansas City found developer for historic Trust Tavern. That old building. Okay. But that was not what I wanted to talk about. Let's see. Well, okay, so there was more stuff to talk about. I guess we can talk about it like on another videos. Because then again, we're kind of like a race against time and all. She loved my ears. Oh, that's crazy. I can move my ears too.
Oh my gosh. Dropping everything.
But anyway, so yeah, so just what I read earlier, and they did announce it on the news that this big old blue building, yeah, this one right here, You know, it normally like had a whole bunch of offices. It was a restaurant down there at one point, and Social Security building, which I think they're gonna still keep part of that second floor as the Social Security building. These are going to end up being apartments. So, so I'm just going to read it and see like what they said. A 73.6 million plan to convert half of one downtown Milwaukee's largest office building into apartments. So it's proposing to create a new TIF district to provide 6.44 million towards conversion of the East Tower into 220 apartments. Welcome to the live. I'm sorry I can't pronounce your name. It's just a bunch of hearts and the letter S. So I apologize. So I'm always trying to say, they need hotels than, apartments. But that's just my opinion. But, you know, it seems like what the mayor is trying to do, like one thing to the other. And then what more can we do, eh? Okay, so they filed it March of last year. It'd be cool. I think that they probably did get it approved. So the mayor said the project will expand the city's housing supplies while returning vacancy places to produce use. So we do get like the other developments that's going on in downtown, which is fine, but so the Common Council must also review the proposed study. So it's not like fully approved, but just old pictures of how it was, but it still looks like this now, but it's not much going on. So okay, like I said, I'm more into like they need to put more hotels in the city than apartments. They can still do both, but it's like one of the things, we don't know what the heck's going on with, them doing this and stuff like that. Plus now you got like a law offices moving from Wauwatosa to downtown, so that's a good thing. Um, Let me go back a bit before we move on to Buck stuff. So I'm trying to make good on time so we can have like the rest of the time, just talk about the Bucks and go from there. Okay, this was another one I wanted to talk about, and I thought this would be very interesting. Since now we got the sorry guys. Since now we got the sorry now we got the Bear Center. Talk about in the near future they want to expand. Well, you know what? Cool, expand. So just a second here. See, Milwaukee County officials seeking a developer to acquire a redeveloped Milwaukee Public Museum's longtime downtown home. Which is, they talking about that building right there. So it will be an October 12th deadline for developers to submit plans. Mindy! Go sit down. Go sit down. That was not necessary.
What happened?
She peed.
Who?
Mindy.
Where?
In front there.
Oh, Jesus.
Y'all was just out there a little bit while ago.
There was poop in the bathroom, so. Yeah, you go.
Dang, just can't win with these dogs.
Whereabouts over here?
Oh, underneath all that.
You're
I'll
gonna have
move
to
it.
move your feet then, dude.
No, not like where I'm at, but just
Right, but you're gonna have to move your feet for me to get over there.
okay. I'm moving.
And why is this lot still on the floor? That's what she's peed on.
Sorry, guys.
Right, this is what she's pissed over. Out of the way.
I see
Can
you.
you please get this garbage out?
Oh well. God was out a couple hours ago, and you did that. Oh Jesus. Okay. Sorry, just need to sip of that for a bit, but it's just be interesting what they would do with that old public museum. So probably as soon as everything will be moved out and transferred to the other the new museum, which is going to open up early next
What
year.
happened to the dustbin?
I have no idea. So, especially the Wisconsin Center District, they want to make like a big hotel for the like convention center and stuff like that. Maybe they can do it there. That would be an idea. A couple of redevelopment concepts that was posted up last year.
Out of the way, dogs.
No. Same picture. No. So, I guess we'll stay tuned to this and just wait and see how this is going to happen, how it's all going to work out. So we'll see. Okay, enough development, and we'll get to some Buck stuff before we end this video. Caris LeVert, Buck's role is quietly more important than it seems. Okay, although the Milwaukee got like a bigger roster than they should, which I kind of like one of the reasons like I did not like the Miami trade because I know it's going to be a roster issue, and I knew it all along. So I thought maybe the Boston one would be a little bit better, but the only difference with the Miami and Boston one. We did get some draft picks, but not the draft picks that I was hoping for, but ended up getting sorry, I just need something to drink. Like I said, we didn't get the draft picks that, should be wanted. At least, we could have got, next year or from the Heat or let's see. We may have 2027. I think we don't have 2029, so that's the problem. They could at least try to that, but they end up getting a few, ones from 2030 and 2032, so on and so on. So, they did end up getting Caris LeVert from Detroit, and I think it was for a couple of second round picks and Torian Prince. Like. The Buzz, they traded Torian Prince, then they gave, Caris LeVert and a couple of picks, and they also, I think somebody else was traded over there too, I'm not sure, but I think it was somebody. So, yeah, right now the Bucks is like the youngest team, one of the youngest teams in the NBA right now. But, Like a Kerry Liver, like is he gonna be like coming off the bench, or they gonna put him in the starting lineup? We don't know. And if he does, like, where is he gonna be placed in there? It's like one of the things like we don't know. So let me look some other things for Beyond the Bucks Pass since we're on there. I know you will try to look for some Buck stuff when it comes to yeah. So congratulations to Andre Jackson Jr. He is going to the Toronto Raptors. I know it's a 1 year deal. I don't know how much it is, but I'm just glad another team can fix what the Bucks should have, because they was focused on winning now, and they could at the same time could be developing their talent. Just yeah. So okay, yeah, the Peyton Washington situation. I'm telling people no, they don't need him. They should not get him. Bucks should tap DeMar DeRozan to fill the void of a youth-driven roster. Like nothing against DeMar DeRozan, but I don't think he want to be on a rebuilding Bucks team. Yeah, I really don't think he wants that. So just gonna leave that alone. Let's see. Bucks Nick Richards gamble couldn't have worked out better for them. But they traded Nick Williams for Ousmane Dane, part of the 3-team trade, so I can see that. I know they still trying to figure out what roster wise that what the Bucks want to do, because they gotta like trim down their roster. Benjamin Mathurin is another player they interested in, but I'm just saying they should just leave that alone as well. But they gotta really figure out what moves they need to do to trim down this roster. So could they get rid of 2 players for like a second round pick? As they currently rumored, they was actually shopping Kyle Kuzma and Miles Turner, which they shouldn't anyway. Nobody's not going to take Miles Turner and Kyle Kuzma. Like, I think it's better off have Kyle Kuzma if you really want to get rid of him, trade him at the trade deadline. But maybe he's improved. So, and we do need. Sorry, guys. Come here. And we do need at least a few veterans. That's what I meant to say. We do need a few veterans. So Barrelin Burris proven to be on his own. Nate Emmett, a promising future. Of course, you got current players like with Kevin Porter Jr. and Ryan Rollins. And my biggest worries with them will be like the forward position, which was, I know they got Jaime Jaquez Jr., but I have nothing against him, but I think that was a player that they did not need, unless they somehow going to put him on the bench again. He's going to be on an expiring contract. So is Tyler Hero, which is going to be a point they're going to keep him too. So, I don't know, not really anything big. So, but the DeMar DeRozan one, he is a free agent. I don't think just say this, if nobody doesn't take him, probably by the time training camp starts, then and Bucks figure out roster wise what they're gonna do, then maybe they should approach him. But I don't know how they're gonna end up doing this, like getting back on Majan Beauchamp, which sorry, I just don't see the Bucks getting certain players back, like maybe Dante DiVincenzo, but it's like they already had too many guards. So if even they get Majan Beauchamp, they're gonna have to play more of the small forward than shooting guard as they done in the past. So no. So the thing is, like I said, we had bad coaching, and just sucks, that Maja Bochamp didn't get full opportunity to play, and plus, we were not a good team to develop players. We was trying to get like win now players to please Giannis, and we was just better off just getting had like some coach that was like good in development. Yeah, but well, maybe they probably will get them. You never know. Yeah, I don't know, but like I said, we're not expected to get to the like NBA Finals or anything like that. Probably not even the Eastern Conference Finals. So there's no big expectations. So I think like the players and stuff don't have much to worry about. But like getting the right pieces to the team is like what is the focus. And of course, you got youth and development. Of course, it's like what I was saying. So okay, then if they decide, if they get Maja Bochan back, then they can, because they have like the coaches and stuff to deal with development, and hopefully that come to pass. So we're all seeing hopeful. But anyway, so let's go look at some dumb tweets from Bucks fans, which I normally just call them, dumb tweets by Buck fans. Uh, okay. I'm sorry, guys. I kind of burned my tongue while eating that brat, so I just need it. Draymond, buddy, you had never been better than Chris Middleton's peak. Draymond Green redrafts the 2012 NBA draft and selects himself as number 3. Because of the championship you got, buddy, that doesn't mean should be up there at that top. Oh God. Okay. The guard depth they have so far. Of course, we didn't hear anything update about the Gary Trent Jr. Investigation. So I think they've been quiet on that because none of you would hear something about it by now. But this is who they got in guards so far. So Ryan Rollins, of course, could be a combo guard. Tyler Hero, who can at times maybe play the 3, well, small forward position for those who don't know. Kevin Porter Jr., combo guard as well, and some people is making assumptions that there's could be times he could play the 3, which I don't see how. Braden Burris, either he needs to start or at least be part of the bench and get some playing time. AJ Green, good 3-point shooter, and I don't know. Some people saying let him go or whatever the case may be. I don't know. So I don't know, but I think AJ Green's future is still good. So Karis LeVert, like I say, they got him out of the trade. I don't know, probably be that one veteran or something like that. Gary Trent Jr., like I said, they signed him to, I think it was like a 4-year, $60 million deal, and I know a lot of fans ain't happy about it. But I try to like plead the case for him, but look at the coach we had, and plus, it seems like every time the second half of the season, he's off the charts. So maybe this will be different this year, and like we got a different coach. You never know. Oh, wild pitch, stolen base. So that's good. Trying to watch, WNBA and the Brewers game at the same time. So let me just click on exclusively for the Brewers game. I don't want to do that. Oh, it was no outs too. Oh, okay. And Caparaz Jajunis, Like I've seen the highlights he did, like in the EuroLeague and also some of the summer league games. Yeah, he's proven interesting, but I don't know for like his height and being mainly a point guard more than a shooting guard. I don't know, but I think it wouldn't be I wouldn't be like too much concerned if he end up getting released or getting part of the trade because I think it was him that and a few others that got like expiring contracts. Well, him and Tyler Hero got like expiring contracts. So, yep, there you go. Go to third. So that was a sacrifice hit by Jackson Churrill. Um, let's see. That's nothing. Rogers is a complete idiot. I wonder if the mindset of his victory lap yesterday on McAfee. Rogers talked about how he told CNN reporter Pamela Brown that the Sandy Hook massacre was a government inside job. Um, I'm glad you won the Super Bowl for us, Aaron Rodgers, and you're a four-time MVP when you win Green Bay. Stay out of politics. Please stay out of politics. Roster players to post a double-double at any point last season. Oh, okay. The players that we do have now and when they were another team. So yeah, I know we got a lot of work to do with the roster. So they got to do something by the start of the season. So I don't know if they're going to keep them, have them go through training camp and decide from there. I don't know. But if they ain't getting rid of, some of the players soon or chop down the fat or do a trade soon, in my opinion, I don't even think they're going to, but this is just me. I don't think, they're going to do any more moves and they're just done. Until maybe, trading, trade deadline, I should say. Sorry about that. Sorry guys, I'm just looking at is there any Bucks might have to wait till September to get Peyton Watson. They play a dangerous game where they landed Damian Lillard in a similar fashion. Am I the only one that said I'm opposed to them getting Peyton Watson? They don't need him unless Denver is going to take more from us than anything because we're very close to the first apron, but Denver is all the way in the second apron. So they can't take out multi-contracts. It's like how the bus is going to make that work. So, like I said, just forget about it. It's not. It ain't going to work out. It's not going to happen. Okay. Okay, so idea coming off the bench for Sacramento was a sensitive topic for DeMar DeRozan, and that's why he is a free agent. Okay, don't care about that. No. Let's see. Oh, they talk. Oh, this one they talk about the Brewers. So I guess people saying they upset with like. I guess I am going to talk about a little bit of baseball because, sorry guys, with the camera. Sorry, turn that down. Sorry guys, just need to sit for a little bit. Okay, I understand how people feel, with Christian Yelich. Looked like he had a little bit last year until injuries. Looked like he had it earlier this year, but injuries happened, and now he's up and down. Like they wanted him to, I guess fans wanted him to just not be the leadoff and actually, just come off the bench. Like, I don't care either way because they got the best record of the MLB right now. And fans, worry about, a little bit of that. So, my only issue with the Brewers, what they need before, they get to the playoffs, they need, they got their pitching. They ain't got the pitcher they want, but they got some good pitching out of the trade deadline, which is fine. They need at least one or two more clutch hitters when they need some hits the most, need some runs. So if they can get somebody off, that maybe off of free agency until September, which they can they can extend their roster. I think it said they can extend it from 40 to 50 players in the month of September because for their minor leagues, their season and playoffs will be over. So I don't know, maybe they'll find a gem in the rock on that one. So but yeah, they need either few of the players to step up and try to get some hits in, or they got to get somebody or call out somebody on the roster to actually that can do some clutch hitting when needed to win the World Series. But that's just me. Of course, no matter where the Dodgers land at right now, they're the second best team in the MLB and the second in the National League. It's not going to matter because they really will have to get a freaking hit. So that's my issue with that. Um, oh yeah, Portland is kind of stacked too, so that's gonna be interesting, especially with the guards. So we don't even know who's gonna be their starting guard. We know most likely, it'll be Damian Lillard will be, the starting point guard. So if they decide, go with John Morant or Drew Holiday as, the shooting guard, uh, it may work. I don't know. But then again, Damian, he's more of an offensive guy than defensive guy. But like I said, what he was doing with the Bucks, the two seasons he was there, at least he was trying to defend. Like he wasn't like on the just sit there and be lazy and let a guy like walk past him. At least Damian Lillard was trying, and that's why I'm still gonna have his jersey. And he may not got us to like the NBA Finals, but he did help us win the NBA Cup, which some fans forget to realize that we did win the NBA Cup. I think Giannis forgot too. So yeah. So should Damian Lillard's number will be retired for Milwaukee, especially won the NBA Cup? I say yes. Because, although, it was a new thing, during this decade, but we can at least say, like, we're the second team to ever win it, and we're the first team in the East to win it. So, and of course, Knicks are the first team to win the NBA Cup and the NBA Championship in the same season. So, yeah, they can say that. And I'm just like I'm still like stunned. People are like passing it up that they forgot about that about the Bucks. We did win the NBA Cup, so I don't know what's wrong with people. I really don't. Um, let's see. Anything? Okay, we're close out of time. So, like I said, once again, congratulations to Andre Jackson Jr. He will be with the Raptors and show how much of a defense he really has. Besides them not like trying to work with him, just silly. Okay, now thinking about that. Starting lineup of the last that could maybe so. Um, yeah, maybe. Okay. And like I said, it's kind of funny that you got some of these like fans, they name themselves after players that we drafted and stuff like that, then half of the time they talk about the player that they got the name of, and um, it's just one of those silly things. It's just like why? Uh, Trying to think. Yeah, I'm okay. So yeah, most likely we're gonna end it from there. Like I said, we probably will post some Bucks news and stuff like that during the week, or just have like nice double play. So this stuff. Like I said, we're gonna talk about comic book movies and TV news during the week as well. So probably talk about the numbers that Spider-Man Brand New Day. Well, I can mention it right now that I think during the second weekend they're gonna pass $1 billion worldwide, and they have an opportunity to get up to like 2 billion. Hey, they may pass Avengers Endgame by the time they stop showing Spider-Man on theaters. So yeah, like I said, it's a possibility they can probably win it. Not win it, but end up making like over 3 billion, and they can pass Avatar. Like, nothing against Avatar, but I think people get over carried away with it. And yes, they do. Believe me, they do. They get carried away with it. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Okay, so nothing about that, but guys, thank you for watching on Facebook through WFSO Radio Network. Of course, you guys are watching on TikTok. We didn't get to 500 likes, so maybe we'll do the giveaway next time. Maybe we'll get to that number. Of course, you guys, like I said, for you guys on YouTube, please like, subscribe, click the notification button if you want to know about the next video coming up, or when it gets released. So yeah, we get to 1,000, we will start doing random giveaways for a lot of stuff. So it could be anything. So hold on to that. WrestlingFansSpeakOut.WeBelieve.com. I know I gotta post some stuff up, so I'm gonna try to do that right away. Thank our sponsors, Midwest Wrestling Collectibles and Gray Scott Sports Cards. All their information is on our website as well. Also, we're a proud sponsor of Maddie's Memory. More information, about, we helping, families with brand new senior infant loss. So yeah, we do help, families with that. So check out the website, like I said, maddiesmemory.org or .com. And also more information for Pregnant Senior Infant Loss Network on Facebook. And do have an event October 15th. So like the Wave of Light at the Home Bridge in Milwaukee. More information is on their website and also on Pregnancy and Infant Loss Network too. So get a chance to check it out. You may want to be a sponsor. The information will be on there as well. Without further ado, guys, thank you for watching. Until the next video, man up, woman up, face up, checking on mental health, and definitely checking on mental health, because I think there's people that don't understand it, and there's people that probably need clarification on what's with people's mental health and things like that. But like I said, guys, see you later and have a good one and enjoy your Wednesday. And I know probably AEW is on right now, so want to see that? Go check it out.